So hello everyone. In our previous lecture, we had started the biological part and we had started the cell biology. Okay. So in this lecture, we will continue with the cell biology to understand the concepts clearly. Okay. So let's start. So here we having the cell types today. Okay. And I hope you already remember what do you mean by cell. As I had told you, it was the basic unit of life. Okay, every living being is made of the cells. Got it? Now here is one thing also, it's a cell types. Basically cells are divided into two types mainly. First is prokaryotic, second one is eukaryotic. Okay, so these are the two cell types basically. Okay, but there is also one important division which is known as the plant cell and the animal cell. Plant cell and the animal cell. Okay, so this division is also important, so we should study about it. So first we will start with the plant division and we'll note down some important points regarding plant cell. So plant cell, first point, they are larger in size. Okay, second point, cell wall is present, it's made up of cellulose and chitin. Okay, present. Third is plastids are present. The fourth is chromosomes absent, and the fifth is vacuolar large. Okay, so these are the points which we need to study regarding the plant cell. Okay, so the first is they are larger in size. Plant cells are generally huge. Got it? Second is cell wall is present. In the previous lecture, I had told you that cell basically having two divisions, plasma membrane and cell wall. Okay, plasma membrane also known as cell membrane. I had told you also that cell wall are generally present in plants. Got it? Whereas plasma membrane is present in animal cell. Okay. Second point which I had told you is that plasma membrane is made up of phospholipids, whereas cell wall is made up of cellulose and chitin. Got it? Third point which I had told you is that plasma membrane is generally elastic and thin, whereas cell wall is generally thick and rigid. Remember these points? So the same point will be come in this section. Cell wall is generally found in plants made up of cellulose and chitin, and it is thick and rigid. Got it? So second point is discussed here. Third point is plastids are present. Basically plastid only present in plant cell. Only present in plant cell, and they are not present in the human cell or the animal cell, basically you can say. Okay, so what are the plastids? Plastids are basically of three types. Okay, first is chloroplast, thereafter is chromoplast, third one is a leucoplast. Okay. Chloroplast basically helps in photosynthesis. Okay. Chromoplast basically helps to color parts of plants. And leucoplast basically helps in storing food of plants. So basically there are three types of plastic. First is chloroplast, which is used for the photosynthesis. Second one is chromoplast, which is basically used to give color to the plant parts, like the fruits, like the leaves, like the flowers. Okay. And the third one is the leucoplast, which basically helps the plants to store their food. And plastids only present in the plant cell. Okay. Thereafter, fourth point is that chromosomes are absent because chromosomes are basically used for the sexual, and it contain chromatin material, which is not found in plant cells. So that's why the chromosomes are absent. And the fifth one is the vacuole are large. In the previous lecture, we had discussed that vacuole basically used to store water, material, and food. So basically you can say in plant cells, the vacuoles are large. Okay. So here we have finished about the plant cell. Now let's come to the animal cell. Let's begin the animal cells. Now, animal cell. Okay. First point, smaller in size. Third point, cell membrane is present. Sorry, second point. Third point is plastid not found. Fourth point is chromosomes present. And the fifth point is vacuoles are smaller in size. Okay. So these are some points regarding the animal cell. First is the animal cells are smaller in size. Okay. When you compare the plant cell and then you compare the animal cell, then the plant cell is larger. Okay. So it is the first point. Second point is that cell membrane is present because cell wall is only present in the plant cell, whereas cell membrane, which is also known as the plasma membrane, is present in the animal cell. Third point, plastids not found. As we have discussed, the plastids are only found in the plant cell. And the fourth is chromosomes is present because the animal cells contain chromatin material. Okay. And the chromatin material gives rise to the chromosomes. The fifth one is vacuoles are smaller because vacuoles have to store the food materials and the water. So when you compare the plant cell vacuole and the animal cell vacuole, then the plant cell vacuole is larger. Okay. So here we have compared the plant and the animal cell. Just write down these points. These are very important from the examination point of view. Okay. Now let's begin with the prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells. So basically, prokaryotic cells are known as not properly organized cells. Okay. Whatever we have discussed about the cell part, these cell parts are generally absent in the prokaryotic cells. So that's why it is known as not properly organized cell, or you can say prokaryotic cells lacks a defined nucleus and the membrane bound organelles. Generally we said it is a nucleus It is a nucleoplasm, cytoplasm, having the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Generally, this type of structure we keep in our mind about the cell. But when we talk about the prokaryotic cells, then these membrane bound organelles are absent. Even the nucleus is unorganized. Nucleus is unorganized. Got it? So it is about the prokaryotic cell. Okay. Now come to the next part. Basically, prokaryotic cells is found in bacteria and the archaea. Okay, just write down prokaryotic cell is generally found in bacteria and you can say archaea. All right. Second, you can say they having the genetic material which is known as the chromatin. So if the chromatin is present, so chromosome will also present. Then answer is yes, but only single chromosome. But only single chromosome is present. Or remember, the chromosome is the one which carries DNA information, also known as genetic information. Genetic information. So you can say if they having the chromatin material, so they must have the chromosome, and if they having the chromosome, then they having the single chromosome. And we know that chromosome is the one which carries the DNA information, which is also known as the genetic information. So you can say the prokaryotic organisms or the organisms which having the prokaryotic cells, they replicates with DNA information. Yeah, DNA code basically. Okay, replicates here. Replicates stands for reproduction. Okay, so they give birth to the new ones through DNA informations. Got it? Now let's move forward. Thereafter, we have the eukaryotic cells. Basically, they are well organized cell. They are well organized cell. Okay, so you can say they have the nucleus and various membrane bound organelles. Okay, so basically we can say if it is a nucleus, it will be the nucleomembrane, it will be the cytoplasm. Okay, so all these membranes, nucleus, nucleoplasm, then cytoplasm. Okay, so all these membranes and all these parts are well organized in the eukaryotic cells. And eukaryotic cells basically includes the animals, plants, fungi, and the protist. So we will learn about this. What comes under animals, what comes under plants, what comes under fungi. Okay, so we will learn this in the upcoming lectures. Till then, just remember that eukaryotic cells includes animals, plants, fungi, and protists. And DNA is organized into chromosomes inside the nucleus. Got it? Inside the nucleus, so you can say that they also having chromosomes. And remember, many chromosomes. Okay, so unlike the prokaryotic cells where they have only one chromosome, they having the many chromosomes, and they also having two divisions known as diploid and haploid. What do you mean by diploid and haploid? let's discuss. Basically, diploids are the one where chromosomes are in pair. Okay. Whereas haploid are the ones where chromosomes are not in pair. Got it? So basically, you can say diploid are the organisms in which the chromosomes are in pair. Haploid are the organisms where chromosomes are not in pair. Not in pair. Okay? Got it? Or you can say basically chromosomes are in alone format. Okay? Now, let's move forward. All right? And if we talk about the human beings, if we talk about the human beings, then basically we having 23 pairs of chromosomes. 23 pairs of chromosomes, or you can say 46 chromosomes in total. Got it? Now, let's have a discussion over the difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. Okay, so let's start. So basically, first is our prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell. So here we can say they are generally found in unicellular organisms. Second point which we can say is that absence of defined nucleus and organelles. Third point we can say having only single chromosome. And fourth point we can say it's found in bacteria and archaea. Okay, so this is about the prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell generally found in the unicellular organisms. It having the absence of defined nucleus, and other cell organisms it having only one chromosome. Okay, having only single chromosome or one chromosome you can say, and it is generally found in bacteria and archaea. Got it? Now come to the eukaryotic cells. Come to the eukaryotic cells. For eukaryotic, generally found in multicellular organisms. Thereafter, having well-defined structure. Third point we can say having many chromosomes or having pairs like diploid and diploid chromosomes are in pair. Chromosomes not in pair or alone. And the fourth part is eukaryotic cells generally found in animals, plants, fungi, and protists. So this is about the eukaryotic cells. So basically we have finished the prekurtic and the eukaryotic cells. Okay, now let's move forward. It is the cell function. It is the cell function. So basically here is a metabolism. Metabolism basically means, in the simple definition, metabolism basically means breaking down of food and obtaining energy. Okay, breaking down of food and obtaining energy. It is the simple and the basic definition of the metabolism. Okay, and cellular respiration, which is a part of metabolism, basically means breaking down of food. Okay, occurs in mitochondria. As I had told you in the previous lecture, it is also known as the kitchen of cell because it helps to generate energy from the food which we had consumed. Okay, and producing the ATP from the nutrients. Nutrients stands for the food. Whatever food you had taken, it will generate the ATP, and ATP is generally known as the energy currency. Generally known as the energy currency because after ATP formation, simply you can say like food, thereafter mitochondria, then breaking down, and then ATP, then task. So generally only after obtaining the ATP from the consumed food, your cell will be able to perform. And when your cell will be able to perform, you will be able to perform. Got it? So it is the basic flow. Okay. All right. Now let's discuss one more thing here. Types of cellular respirations. It is very, very important from the examination point of view. Types of cellular respiration. So basically there are two types of cellular respiration. First is anaerobic. Second one is aerobic. Anaerobic and the aerobic respiration. So they are basically two types. Okay. So let's discuss them. First is the anaerobic respiration. It is generally happen in absence of oxygen. Okay. In absence of oxygen, and basically oxygen here act as an catalyst. Oxygen here act as an catalyst. As I had told you in the chemistry lectures that catalyst is basically the substance which increases the rate of reaction but does not consume by itself. Okay, so here oxygen is act as a catalyst which generally increase the rate of conversion of food into the ATP formation. Okay, but in the case of anaerobic respiration, the oxygen is absent. Okay, so you can say only 2 ATP formed and less energy. Okay, and the end result is lactic acid. Okay, so basically you can say during the anaerobic respiration, it generally happened in absence of oxygen. Only 2 ATP formed, less amount of energy is generated, and the end result of this process is lactic acid. Okay, so just take an example. Suppose whatever you have consumed and you started running. After some time, you will feel two things. First thing is that you are getting tired. Second thing is that muscle pain. Okay, you will feel these two things, and because these things are happening because of the anaerobic respiration. Whatever you have consumed or whatever you had consumed before starting the running or before doing any physical exercise. Okay, so your mitochondria will start conversion of that thing into the ATP formation. But when you are running and whenever you are doing any physical exercise, you are not taking oxygen at normal rate. Okay, so that's why there is a shortage of oxygen and there is a absence of oxygen. So only 2 ATP formed and your energy amount is less. So that's why you will start feeling tired. You will start feeling tired. Okay. Second point is muscle pain, because the end result is lactic acid, which is formed inside your muscles. So that's why this lactic acid causes the muscle pain. Okay. So here we have discussed about the anaerobic respiration. Okay. Now come to the second one. Come to the second one. This is the aerobic respiration, which is the aerobic respiration. During the aerobic respiration, it happens in presence of oxygen. Got it? Second point, large number of ATP formed. Third point, high energy produced. And the fourth is end result is pyruvic acid. Okay, so basically the aerobic respiration is generally happens during the presence of oxygen. Okay, it forms a large number of ATP. Third point is that the high amount of energy is produced in comparison with the anaerobic, and the end result is the pyruvic acid. Okay, so it is the aerobic respiration. So here we have discussed about the metabolism. Next is photosynthesis, which is take place in the chloroplast of plant cells, capturing light energy and converting it into the glucose. So basically you can say here, just remember the thing, we will discuss the photosynthesis in upcoming lectures in some detail. Till then, just remember, photosynthesis is a process which takes part in the plants where the plants use the chloroplast, which is the plastate, and because of the light energy, generally the sunlight, it converting it to the glucose. So basically you can say the plant uses the sun energy through the chloroplast to generate the glucose or generate the food, which it will be used for various purposes. Okay. Thereafter, growth and reproduction. Cell growth through a cell division where one parent cell gives rise to the two daughter cells. It is a reaction of mitosis and the meiosis. Okay, we will also discuss the mitosis and the meiosis in upcoming lectures. Till then, just remember, mitosis is a asexual reproduction, whereas meiosis is the sexual reproduction. Okay. Thereafter, the communication. Yes, cell generates a communication via chemical signals, via neurotransmitters and growth factors. Okay. So basically, here we have finished about the cell biology. In the next lecture, we will start with some other parts. So basically, we have finished several parts of the cell biology. In this next lecture, we will discuss about the cell cycle and also the various parts like the photosynthesis, meiosis and mitosis, so that we can have the depth knowledge of this concept. Till then, thank you.